like I'm on the brink of something beautiful, or maybe terrible. I know I shouldn't ask you to be open with me when I have my secrets that I tend to keep safely under lock and key. I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful, or maybe terrible. Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Is this a yes or a no? Which way will it go? Only one way to know. Only one way to know.
Zoe just decides the rules don't apply to her anymore. And I'm like, ma'am.
It's kind of gangster, though. I mean,
Yeah, kind of baller.
but shit, let's get into this thing,
She's
guys.
boring.
We're
Yeah, let's get
coming
into
up
it.
on an hour late, but you know what? We're cool with that, guys. We've had
Yeah.
2 sessions in a row of back-to-back, nothing but combat, so let's be chill.
Yeah.
So hey there, gang. Welcome back to the Tavern. Welcome back to ABHAILE. We're a group of goofy goobers sitting around, dreaming big dreams and telling bigger stories. Sometimes we have a dice tray in our hand. I don't know why. But tonight, we are with the Disinherited as they continue their story, catching their breaths after a monumental battle. But first, as always, let's go ahead and peer pressure you into maybe going over to You Begin in a gift shop, grabbing a shirt or one of our other awesome offerings. I just had to replace a dead GPU, so anything you pick up will help us out a ton. And hey, why don't you join us over on our Discord? We have an awesome community over there, sharing memes, chatting, and talking D&D shop. You can find the link for that down in the description below, and join us over at the Tavern today. But that's probably enough announcements for now, because we got other shit to deal with. So let me paint a picture for you guys. When last we left off, you all had survived the initial ambush of the spellcasters from the Black Wake, and after trading blows ship to ship, you gathered a few able-bodied crewmates from Two Cups' ship, St. Corvus Fire, and boarded the Black Wake at speed. A bloody and intense battle took place immediately on you guys hitting the deck of that black charred hull, as the enemy attacked with everything they had, all the while shouting that you're liars. Blows were traded and neither side relented, and the tides eventually turned in your all's favor, and then catapulted in your all's favor as the skyship Florence joined the battle, firing down ballista from above, until at last the last member of the indomitable crew was thrown down, literally, into the depths. So you all have made your way.
Hooray!
You made your way below decks, scouring for treasures or hidden threats, but found, curiously, for the most part, neither of both things. An empty ship, old and worn, black hulls, black sails, and a black, empty hold. That is, after you all had managed to jam every bit of Volarus that was down there into Melee's giant secret black hole. And it was at this moment that you, hey,
Sorry.
if there was any laughter there, that was a joke. That was a dirty joke that you made that I did not write into that on purpose.
Now we're doing OnlyFans.
It was
I know.
at this
Anyway.
moment that you all felt the thuds of more ballista bolts striking the Black Wake. Returning to the deck, you discovered that, true to her word, the Florence had anchored chains to the deck and had taken the old ship in tow. And so we return you all back to this moment. It's early afternoon here on the open ocean. You guys are somewhere out here in... Give me just a second. You guys are somewhere out here. In this little stretch of water between the island of Dwayne and the mainland of the coast. Sorry, jutting us all over the place. And one second. Oh God, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally started the music back. Pause it. It's not a fight anymore. Anywho,
We're fighting each other. Anyway,
you guys are out here in this little stretch of water along the hidden coast. Officially, you guys are all in the Sonoran Ocean. That's what this giant body of water is called. But sailors in these parts have kind of come to call this little stretch of water between the islands that obscure the coast and the coast itself as the Insolvent Sea. There's a few scattered clouds up in the sky right now as the Florence, with her chains taut, begins to descend low towards the water. There's a chilly breeze about as she starts to get underway, salty, and while cold, it's just heavy with moisture as the ship creaks and rocks gently in the waves, her sails stowed, letting the sun drift down over all of you. It's an almost... What are you guys up to at this moment?
I suppose after making my way up deck, I would approach Calandra and ask, "Would you like me to examine that item that you stole from that captain?"
Sure.
Very well.
And I will hand it.
I'll kind of adjust my my hat a bit and just begin the ritual casting of the Identify spell.
Okay. And while you are doing that, just a couple things otherwise that are going along for just housekeeping and whatnot. The St. Corvus Fire is still alongside you guys, and they are... some of the crewmen on that ship are slowly starting to toss lines back and forth to the crew on your ship, the surviving crew, that is, that are going to work on... They're working on getting a gangplank extended across so that they can get their buddy back aboard, so that he can, they can take care of his body. And all the while, and next to you, you can see that the Corvus Fire is indeed still afloat, pretty heavily damaged up on deck from all of the impacts. You guys fully just above the table just kept rolling so lucky on those shots coming in. All of them were above the water line, so she is... she's good. She's roughed up, but she's good. And then mechanically even more, if you guys are curious, just for funsies, because, fights over and whatnot. I'm not going to give you numbers because that's boring, but I will say that you guys had, on hull hit points, you guys had the Indomitable down to... you had down about a third. They had St. Corvus Fire down below half health, just below half health. So you guys,
Holy shit.
were you guys were outgunned. So you guys did a really awesome job, and there was a real likelihood that that
ship was gonna get blown up.
she might not have made it. But as you're working on your ritual there, Tome, what's the time on that?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Roughly.
Heck yeah. As you're doing that, Hunter's gonna kind of come just hang out with you guys, so that I don't have to Jaeger him around. And yeah, if you guys can't tell by the little Z's on his character portrait, Will's not going to be joining us tonight. His power's out, but they'll be back next week. Anywho, let us, as your spell begins to finish and snap into place, 1 second, I have to find where I was. There's just a quiet crash as the spell locks into place ahead of you, as the Florence breaks the surface of the water, sending out a spray into the air as it settles, droplets hanging in suspended animations surrounding the 4 crystals at her corners. Their thick brass supports are just barely visible over the surface of the water as she settles down into her draft.
Does the water close around the crystals, or is there like a pocket of air?
There's like
as it
this
pushes them away?
weird like pocket that kind of like exists, and you can see just it's not pervasive or permanent or like fixed. There's droplets that are like all going around them, and just kind of some of them are like flying out and leaving its radius, and some just stay in and twist and turn. It's kind of.
And I bet we could probably use this mineral for dynamite fishing. Throw it in the water, and the fish anti-grav up into the air.
What is the point of... I see no value in fishing. What would be the point?
We need to eat. Also, it's fun.
Well, I find a fallacy in that first one. You need to eat. I do not.
Yes.
It is more of a It is more of a recreational activity for me.
Oh yeah. You are identifying, Tome. You are identifying the ball that she caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
As your spell snaps into place with your little slide-in monocle thing, this is just this tiny little burst of magic that goes into this orb. This little orb, smaller than this thing I've got in my hand. Maybe the size of a chunky D20. Is what we're kind of like. I don't have it. It's in the package, but like this thing, maybe like this big cat for your little ball thing.
Oh.
And it looks like a little intricate lines intersecting. It looks like a puzzle ball. Tome, it identifies as a sailor's knot, which, one moment, and I will tell you about a sailor's knot. A seaman's knot, I'm sorry. It's an even better name. Like I said, man, I love naval puns. It is a
Poop deck.
can be used to make a melee attack, melee ranged attack, not a melee attack, a ranged attack with a range of up to 60 feet. And on a hit, they are restrained, and it can be broken out of with a strength saving throw.
Yeah. I'll as I'm examining this, I'll kind of just gingerly hand it back over to Cal, and I'll say, if you throw this band at someone from far away, there is a chance that it will strain them for a full 24 hours, assuming they do not break out of it on the initial attempt.
Yeah.
It would be good for
Very
restraining.
useful.
Yes, it would be good for restraining someone who does not wish to stay within our.
And I'm reading it real quick. It's just a terrible. Yeah, it's got a command word, and the way I like to play with command words, because I think command words are freaking awesome. Tome, that is something that you and Cal can decide off screen between you all. But talk about it and figure out what the command word is. You identified it. I think that gets to be your all's call. I don't want any stake in that.
He kind of just readjusts to the fact. After concentrating for 10 minutes, he kind of just immediately is like, "Oh, it would appear we have a guest."
We have a guest?
I guess. Yes. Just points to the Florence.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
did they say where they're
let me.
taking us?
They have not said anything yet. And real quick, because I know it's confusing, because I know how it is to talk to me as a human being. So I'm going to real quickly draw you guys what's going on here.
Okay.
While you're doing this, I had a question too. Is
Yeah.
the only thing we've checked on the ship the cargo hold to grab all the Volarus?
That is all we've checked so far, correct?
Cool, because I would like to go around doing my acquisition specialist thing.
I feel you. Give me just 1 second to finish this goofy drawing, and we are going to do
We're
that.
all like kind of quiet.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the situation that's going on up here. I'm going to call this I for Indomitable, F for Florence, and C for St. Corvus Fire.
Oh, it's ahead of us and it's towing us.
Ahead of us and towing us.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I see. All right.
Because if you remember at the end of our last session, someone had radioed into Cal's head from the Florence that she didn't recognize and told her to cut the anchor chain and stow the sails so that they could tow it.
Yes.
With you don't want to you don't want to try and tow a car with the park and brake on.
Oh yeah.
It's more or less the idea. But yeah, she's settled in front of you guys, and the chains are taut. You guys are not going very fast though. More or less just kind of drifting in a positive direction, which that direction would be northward. And Adran, where you checking out first? So are you gonna check out like kind of like on the main deck, like on the aft castle and whatnot, where like the captain's quarters and stuff would traditionally be?
Yeah, the more valuable things are probably in more important areas. I'm going to try and go for the captain's quarters.
Hey,
I will accompany because I would like to provide assistance.
He's very insistent that you pay attention to him.
Pay
What do
attention
you
to
think
me.
Do you think
I'm
the
surprised y'all can't hear Remy. He's over here crying.
God, I just
as we
weird black line. Hold on.
as we approach the aft castle, I'll turn towards Adrian and I'll say, "You think the captain had anything valuable in his chambers?"
Oh, we're about to find out. I'm sure he had something valuable, just a matter of how valuable and what it is. Whether it's a few nautical instruments, whether it's actually something pretty cool.
Yeah, heck
Go ahead and
yeah.
see.
I see. And we can take it because we killed him.
Yes.
So yeah, as you guys
Taking
make your way
Skyrim.
into the aft castle, just 1 second, let me get to that section of the ship. Sorry, there's a fly in here.
We're not taking. Thieves take. We are acquiring.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, as like the rest of the ship, the aft castle, as you make your way in, is in a state of disrepair and neglect that kind of at least to your non-maritime opinions, looks like more disrepair and neglect than 10 years at sea could account for, which is roughly about how long this ship has been lost for. You see stiff linens on serviceable bed inside immediately inside the aft castle. It looks like it's been moved there. It looks like the room that you immediately come into was some type of war room or conference room of some type. There's hutches along the walls that are all Most of them have had drawers ripped out of them, or ripped off, or like they've just collapsed under weight, or it's hard really to tell. Like, but then there's also several places where the blackening on the hull is slightly different. On the deck, that is, it's slightly different as you're making your way towards the aft castle, but before you get in, it's a different type of blackness. It's more shiny, sooty look to it, like someone has been setting cook fires on the deck, possibly, over the years. But as you make your way in, curiously, one area is not neglected at all in this aft castle, and that is directly in front of this large window that goes wall to wall, that would be looking out over the open sea behind the ship if it weren't for the thick, stiff curtains that have been drawn. But you see a desk, newer than the rest of the ship, and we're not sure just by looking at it if it's something that was maybe plundered from another ship or from a settlement, or if it's something that was carved by a crewman. But there's intricate details and finely adorned sections of this, almost all entirely made of wood. There's carvings and filigree made of wood that are set into it. All of the handles and handholds are made of wood. There is a very fine leather that has been put into the top of the desk as a surface, and on top of it, this isn't like some golden light shining down on it. It's still filthy and covered with sawdust and dirt and
Nice. Yeah.
so roll me some investigations, gentlemen.
I will cast guidance on Adran.
Hey.
Because I am. He seems like he knows what he's talking about, and I want to give him that extra boost.
All right. Oh, natural 20.
Hey, roll that d4. Roll that d4.
I did. I got a 2.
Yeah.
We love it.
22 plus whatever. Now I got to refigure my camera. So I got a 7 for investigation, so that's a 29 altogether.
I got a 17 on my investigation.
Heck yeah. Fantastic. So on the desk itself, you find, number one, let's go with the shiny thing first. There is a set of very intricately made, and with that roll, Adran, you're able to immediately identify, because of the fact that it has not tarnished at sea, platinum wood chisels that have been intricately carved and have gold inlaid into the carvings of them, with very fine, looks like polished mahogany or some type of very rich dark wood for the handles of them. They don't seem to be magical in any way, just extraordinarily well made, and well cared for, which is an odd thing considering a lot of the rest of this ship. You also find inside the middle drawer of this thing, it's got a small drawer for pens and pencils and the like, and inside is wrapped delicately in, again, moldy, stiff cloth and rags. You find a burnished and worn, well-used spyglass. The eyepiece on the small end of it is got a crack that runs across the top third of it, but it still looks like it does its job for the most part. And rounding that out, there is, as well, there are some other interesting things as well. There are 4 wood blanks that are about 2 inches by 2 inches and about 6 inches long that are made of the same black wood as the ship, and it looks like they've been using those, someone has been using those to carve, because there's a large amount of blackened sawdust just sitting around them as well, and that's kind of where the chisels were found.
Can I tell if there's any property special about the wood itself?
Roll me a nature check.
Can I also roll a nature check? I have proficiency.
You may.
Awesome.
3.
17.
Let's see what I get.
I'm relying on you here, buddy.
Oh, that 17 was from.
Yeah, no, he said 3, and I just happened to look at Melei's D12 roll that was also a 3, and I'm like, oh, that was that roll. No, it was not.
Where's my character sheet? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm preparing it while this is happening.
Oh, dope. Gotcha.
I need to remake that, because when I use the ability, it doesn't, like, actually roll which one I get.
That is a modified 20 on a nature check.
Gotcha. Actually, I think, now that you've mentioned that, Jelly, I think with my Wild Magic Barbarian, it also, I had to roll a D8 and just reference the thing for it. But
yeah.
Modified 20 for Tome. Okay, I gotta look something up real quick. One tiny second. I'm about to say something, and I want to say it smart.
Okay. Yeah, Tome is just like staring at this wood, and like Adran. Also, by the way, Tome is carrying a body, and has not put it down since they left the cargo hold.
All right. So
Carrying a what?
You gonna eat that?
He's carrying a body, and he just kind of turns to you and.
Is there a reason you're carrying what used to be someone?
I have my reasons.
I'll leave it at that.
Yes. I do not plan on defiling this corpse, Adran, if that is what you are wondering.
Not that kind of show.
Well, I wasn't going to. He kind of turns to you and says,
A lot of different ways.
Defiling in terms of necromancy, not in terms of whatever biological thing you're thinking of.
So Tome, with that 20 on the nature check, looking at the grain of the wood, it for something triggers inside of your internal arcanic storage systems and whatnot. It latches onto this is oak. It's a variety of oak that you're even familiar with. It's common as hell throughout the Viridian Wilds that your mother's tower was situated in the southern ends of. And Cal would know. She's somewhere else right now, but Cal would know that that's like one of the most common shipbuilding lumbers that is used in Boreala today, and just for whatever reason is black as night.
This wood, it was extremely common in the forest I grew up in. But for some reason it appears to be stained pitch black.
Yeah.
Curious. It might be wise to take a sample of this to examine.
Yeah, I'll grab the couple of blocks we've got, and then I'll kind of gather up some of the sawdust. And I'm guessing I have some kind of small pouch, or I don't know if any of the spellcasters have jars. I should have some jars.
Yeah, you should probably.
Yes. Yeah, I think you definitely, at the very least, when you and Finlow raided the bar at that party, you guys definitely got some salt shakers,
Yeah. Other than what we found, is there anything else that we can find in the captain's quarters?
So there are about 13 or 14. We'll say 13. 13 pencils that you guys can have. There are. What do we got here?
I'll take this.
We have.
Sure.
We have 9 sheets of a extraordinarily resilient vellum tome that you think would be very good for pinning spell scrolls on. You're not sure if that was what it was designed for, but it is held up well and maybe
How
better.
many of those are?
9 sheets.
9.
And there is also about 45 electrum pieces in that desk that are
Strange currency again.
and I say about. Roll me a D. Roll me a D6, Adran.
D6?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.
1? Okay, perfect. One of the pieces of electrum is stuck to the bottom of the drawer that you found them in.
Interesting. Is it like a just kind of glued there to fuck with people, or
Yeah.
is it like some kind of mechanism?
Some type of. Well, roll me an intelligence check, Adran.
Okay.
Tell
Boy, I'm not with it tonight. That's a 2 on the die.
Adrian's looking at like all these secrets and Tome's like, ooh, pencils.
Yeah, it's a 3.
3.
So I'm just like trying to grab the coin. I can't figure out why it's not. I'm picking at it like, why in the fuck is this?
Okay.
What are you attempting? Tome just turns towards Adrian.
Roll me a strength check as you're just trying to pick it up.
Oh
Oh
man,
God!
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's one thing I'm good at. It's strength.
that just made me realize I could do that.
That's a 19 plus 0,
Oh,
so
nice.
19.
Oh, he's gonna rip it out.
Blow my fingernails off phone.
Indeed.
So what gets hurt? The coin or my fingernails?
Indeed.
Sorry.
It is super difficult. The strength check is less for the amount of force needed, but more of the like awkwardness to get it and pry up. But you get your fingers under it just enough, and it's because there's glue under it. It's not flat against it, and you're able to get it pried up. And as soon as you the bottom comes out of the drawer. The false bottom.
That is one way to find
There was
secrets.
some tricksy to this. So what's in the false bottom of the drawer?
Yeah,
With the real bottom.
a real.
Inside
Reading
is
spell slot.
2 things. Roll me a d6.
Yeah, grab it.
Do it, Adrian.
This is just to see which one I do first.
3.
3. You find a black iron skeleton key. And a small vial, maybe no bigger than your pinky, that's filled with a translucent substance. And you can tell by looking at it that the cap of the bottle, it's a screw-on cap that has a fingernail polish applicator type brush inside of it.
Interesting. Do you wish me to analyze these objects?
Yes, please, if you don't mind. Especially this key. That's. Oh, I could make great use of that.
We should, would I be able to do what I did before and just, basically ritual cast it twice, just to save a bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll put my hands on both and just kind of like
Oh.
Adran. You watched as a.
I will, as you're
Yeah.
doing that, Hunter's gonna barge in and say, "Hey, if you're doing magic, will you do this too?" And provide the.
I'll just at that point I'll just like kind of just lay them out flat on the desk and just like kind of put my hands in like a diamond formation and just kind of start analyzing them.
Cool. Give me just 1 second to pull up the one thing, and I will have that for you. What is Cal up to right now? Cal and Melee up to right now as they're doing their ritual of identification?
So you jump in there. I'm gonna need some water.
Yeah, go for it.
Cal's just up on the top deck,
Just
keeping an
chilling.
eye on the floor and looking around.
Heck yeah.
Practicing the new tales and probably keeping a close eye on the Florence.
Heck yeah. Cool. I like it. The Florence is doing stuff. Roll me a perception check, Melee, because the Florence is actually lower in the water than the Indomitable is. So you guys actually have a good vantage point down onto the
An 8.
8. Maybe not a great vantage point because the rail's a little high for you, but you can hear sailors shouting back and forth as they're going about their duties over on the Florence. But Cal, you hear a voice in your head. The same voice that you heard just a little while ago, so it's not like some big crazy mystery or anything like that. You hear a voice say, "Is the ship clear of hostile forces?"
Yes. By the way, may I ask who I'm talking to?
One moment. I will... Actually, there is no response. That is an expensive response. Behind you, you hear shoom, 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 as in a flash of lavender light, your sister stands behind you, accompanied by a tall elven figure with black hair that's tied back in a short ponytail, wearing a suit of lightweight but intricately adorned armor, embossed or adorned with filigreed vines and gold or brass. Your sister looks like your sister, but she's wearing a set of leather armor that's been hastily thrown over her uniform with her hair up in a tight bun. The elven figure extends a hand towards you, Cal. Nice to meet you in person.
Cal's send her hand back and say, "You as well."
And you may call me Zos, which is
Za?
Z-O-S. It's short for Zos Farania. My name is of little consequence to you or of little importance, but I am a representative of my people, let's say, and a companion of your sister's for some time now, on occasion. And I'm handy with a spell here or there, as they say. So I'm quite handy when it comes to taking a stroll when we're on the open ocean. Your sister looks and says, "Yes, Zos, give us just a second." And she kind of looks a little put off, but walks over towards the edge of the ship, and just idly looking off into nothing, giving you guys about 20 or 30 feet of space. Well, sister, I'm quite impressed, I think. I didn't
Thank you.
expect to see, well, to be completely honest, we saw this caught sight of the attack, and we sort of assumed that you were a merchant that was caught off guard or something, and imagine our surprise when we dipped down and nope, that's one of the Windermere ships, and your sister looks like your sister's on it, and she's looks like they're taking the ship. Wow, we were quite...
Didn't you know we were coming after the ship?
Well, we had an idea, but we didn't really. I mean, good lord, we've been trying to find this thing for weeks at least, months. I don't know how long it's been, but didn't you just
Probably a lot more likely to target a ship in the water than a flying one.
Well, that makes. What's Melee look like right now?
A kind of, I mean, so the same thing that she did when we were in the city,
Yeah.
and we met the first time. A like matronly looking woman in her like 50s who's kind of short.
Gotcha. And I remember
Probably human.
you did say that last time you'd done that before, well, like when they'd first kind of took you guys into tow, correct?
Yeah, well, so I hit the skull there, but ever since I was recognized at Valemore's party, I've been
Gotcha.
putting on disguised person when I'm not just in like a resting area with the party.
I gotcha. I figured that was something kind of like that. That makes sense. So she's like, yeah, well, yes. The oddest one here. What does she do? Does she cook for you all? Does she bake bread for you? What? I mean, no disrespect if that's what you do. I love a good warm loaf of bread, especially when you're out at sea. But quite interesting. So is everyone okay?
All in one piece. Some a little better than others.
One of the pirates died, unfortunately.
Yes.
You see the burly-looking half-elf woman that's on Two Cups' crew. She looks over at you with a huff as she's looks like she's got a crate full of what looks like rags, like those same stiff, moldy rags, linens and whatnot. That she's like, we prefer the term sailors, not pirates.
Sorry, I mean freedom fighter.
What? Freedom fighter has a bad rap to it as well, though.
Right, yeah, Two Cups killed one of his sailors and another one unfortunately perished in the taking of the ship.
Oh shit! Let me. God dang it! I got this guy's name somewhere.
He got fucking murked.
You got third.
That is.
Oh man.
That's Lines. Lines is dead. He was the human guy with the short spear. Yeah, he is, and his body has already been taken back over on board the St. Corvus Fire. As you guys are standing there, Florence is looking around, and she says, "It's in tremendous shape. Even after the battle, it's a miracle."
Yes, we were
that-
quite surprised by that.
What did she have below deck?
I
Bunch of
haven't
moldy
really
shit.
that much. So
Well, we haven't had any reports that they've been actually capturing other ships. They've mostly been harassing or sinking. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but man, we were hoping for
Yeah,
something more.
everything on the ship looks like it is aged more than the ship has been in action. It's very strange.
What were you hoping for?
Something valuable, something extraordinary, something maybe to explain why the ship went missing all these years ago.
One of them had a sword.
Yeah.
You said, what'd you say, Joey? Sorry?
I said one of them had a sword. Looked pretty fancy.
Well, I'm looking around here. She just kind of idly kicks a rusty cutlass laying on the deck. She says, "Yes, a few of that going around here."
I like to imagine, like, as the conversation's happening, they just hear a wrench. The sound of Adran just ripping the desk apart.
Just fucking furniture. Fuck you,
Yeah,
chair.
our companions are identifying it. It wasn't rusty like these was.
And speaking of that, vroom, vroom, vroom. Just keeping things lively and wiggly biggledy and whatnot, we return to the aft castle for just a second. As you guys do, Tome, roll me a perception check real quick, Tome.
Sure. Wow, 19.
19, heck yeah. As you're finishing the ritual of identification, you do detect the sound of something that you can only attribute to being a magical source or origin happening out on deck, but you also don't detect any sounds of alarm from your companions out there. As your spell locks in and identifies a few things, you are greeted with the knowledge of a mysterious key that mechanically has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock into which it's inserted, but may have a special lock. And then you have located a vial of... Just wanna... Any guesses what's in the vial?
Is it the,
Is it the glue?
glue?
Did we get it?
It's a vial of sovereign glue.
Oh, man.
It has 6 ounces inside of it.
I see.
And you said the skeleton key was a 5% chance to open any
Yeah.
lock?
Yeah, mechanically it's called a mysterious key. It's the player handbook.
Okay.
You
I'm
want the-
updating the inventory spreadsheet,
Yeah.
which I might do for my entire character sheet on this.
Yeah.
What's that?
Above the table picks, if you want the...
Yeah, I'm updating the inventory spreadsheet, and I might just put my entire character sheet on here just to have a solid record of it where it is.
I got you. The
And,
final thing on that inventory of... give me just one second. I've got to find where I put it at. Oh, come on now. Oh, lordy, where's that? Is it on him? I think it's on him. Yes, it is. Give me just one second, and I will... so, what you have with the sword is you have a... it's a falchion, very similar in design to the one that Adran has on his hip, with a golden hilt that has a leather wrapping on the grippy part of it. Looks like it might be wire wrapped underneath the leather, and it's got an intricate wire, golden wire handguard to it. The blade itself is curved and pristine. It is entirely black, but has the kind of pattern welded like designs reliefed in gold. So it's a black blade with golden little details on it.
There he is.
This is a, it is called the Liar's End, and it is a falchion. It gives a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and while holding it, you can use an action to give yourself 1d4 temporary hit points once per day, and it has a ability to once per day you can make the target you are attacking afraid of you. It is interestingly it feels weird in your, like, the way that your magic pushes on it, it feels like it doesn't even want to go into it. Like, your magic feels averse to it. And it eventually relents, like the blade itself is pushing back against the identify. You have an idea in your head that this would be incredibly painful if a magic user attuned to it. It seems like the energies that have enhanced this weapon are an antithesis to the natural magic of Abilene. But hey, that's what you find.
Well, he kind of relays this information to Adran and kind of holds up the blade and compares it to the one at his side. These are strikingly similar, are they not?
Very similar weapons.
Where exactly did you find that blade, Adran?
I found this at a it was at the party. It wasn't a. It was a party that my father was invited to, right?
Yeah, it was the home of a wealthy businessman in Centris, who was a known and fabled collector of antiquities and whatnot. You've kind of known for a while that what you have is a very old design for a Borealan officer's sword that hasn't been used in quite some time. And when he says it looks a lot like yours, it looks almost exactly like yours in every way except for that blade. So it's a likely possibility that this sword may have at least started out life as a similar provenance of officer's sword.
Interesting.
I don't detect a foul presence from this sword, but it certainly puts me at an unease. And what's more, the name. Liar. That's what those people kept chanting. I do not believe anyone should touch this sword.
Well, we can still keep it protected. It may actually. I don't know. I see it's worth holding into it.
Yes. I should be able to get some answers from this corpse.
That's such an odd statement to make. Well, back out on deck.
Then I'll go back to plundering what I can.
Yeah. At this point, I'll actually say, if you would like to keep the key, I am very interested in the glue. I detected something outside, and I wish to check on it. If you find anything else that needs identified, you know where to find me. I'll begin making my way outside. If you're cool with me taking the glue, I'm cool with you taking the key.
Go for it.
Yeah.
3 minutes later, guys, help!
He's like,
I have stuck my.
glued myself to
Myself.
myself.
I have glued myself to the mast of this ship, therefore it is my property.
I looked at it, mine.
But yeah, I'll make my way outside.
I think, Tome, actually, you got that twisted. That's exactly how the owner of a ship comes into having a shipboard AI.
Okay, I'll have to test that out later then.
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Yeah. I'll
He's not a good AI, but he is one.
yeah. If Hunter wants to hold on to it, I'll give it back to him. But otherwise, I'll I guess watch over the sword. 'Cause it looks dangerous.
Well, for the sake of whatever, if you guys aren't, if nobody's wanting it immediately, we will,
Yeah.
just have it on the sheet,
I mean-
Adran, and that's,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
I'll probably take the sword. I'd kind of,
Yeah.
while you were describing to Tome what it was, I kind of zoned out, filling out what I got. So
Yeah. I'll make my way onto deck to explore that magical sensation I felt when I was analyzing.
I got you. And Adran,
Do you
if you're
want-
going to hold on to it, I will put it on your sheet for the temporary.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll deception? Because I was just blatantly lying to them.
If you want to.
I mean, I have a passive 21 now, but
I was kind of...
at 26.
Yeah. You're pretty good.
Yeah.
For
I put my
the...
expertise in
For the disguise, is that what you're going off of, or the lying about the
For-
contents of?
Yeah, lying about what we found.
I got you. It's a little bit of a combination of wishful thinking on their part and probably a roll me an insight check, actually, Melee. I really like the line of thinking that we're on here.
Nat 1
Oh,
first up.
fuck. Okay, so yeah, never mind what I just said. Yeah, no, they're cool though. They interestingly though, as y'all are talking to Florence there, that Elven lady's just over by the railing, just kind of looking off at just in the open ocean, just oddly, hands clasped behind her back, just perfect posture. Doesn't even seem to be bothered by the waves or the rocking of the ship. As you all emerge from the aft castle there, Florence turns her head, and this lady immediately turns her head to look at you guys, and oh, the rest of your friends.
Oh, hello. It is a pleasure to see you again. Miss Florence.
Likewise. And about this time as well, we're going to do a little deck cleanup here. This person is back on their ship. This person is back on their ship. This person's body is back on their ship. I'm going to drag it up here so I don't forget about it.
Yeah, Tome is just smiling nicely while just holding the corpse of this of one of the people, just like a sack of potatoes.
Heck yeah. I will leave a sack of potatoes there for you guys to interrogate. But as about this time, Brim, Canther, and Mathis Grunwald, Mr. Two Cups, come walking over the gangplank from St. Corpus Fire. He is a little slower about it. He does not look like he spends much of his time out on the open ocean. Spends a little bit more time on dry land and doing his facilitating. But he makes his way over as well. Brim gives him a hand over. Well, it's, shit, we fucking did it. Well, you did
Yes.
it. We didn't do much. You
Nope.
did.
Tome puts both his hands up in triumph. Yes, we have done it. Then he puts them down, kind of awkwardly. I'm glad to see you are still alive, Two Cups.
Oh, yeah. That's why we stay alive too. Is we stay over there and let young folks like you do the doing. He comes
We
walking
killed
over.
many people aboard the ship.
Yeah, and we lost lines, but well, that's a good lad, but he'll be remembered. He'll be remembered. They'll
Yes.
good likelihood he'll have a ship named after him for too long. That's kind of our.
Interesting.
Well, you
Name
never.
ships after people.
Yeah,
Dead?
we these squares, and he's gesturing to your sister, Cal. They like to name them after pretty ladies and whatnot, and big important things. But what's more important than the ones that have given their lives to ensure that we can continue? So that's my ship back there, St. Corvus Fire. She's named after one of us that died a long time ago doing something foolish, but saving a bunch of people's lives.
I believe I know a great deal about that. Kind of looks a bit sad.
Boats are doing something stupid. Florence giggles.
My mother sacrificed her life for my existence to continue.
Well, name a boat after her.
Perhaps I will do just that, if I ever find myself owning a boat someday.
And speaking of, Florence immediately says, we will not be speaking of. I believe I made my intentions quite clear with what is to be done with this ship.
Refresh my memory.
She points to the tow lines.
Oh, I believe technically it is because your company owned it a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It's only slightly mistaken. It is the property of the Regency and shall be returned to the Regency.
Oh, I see.
This is...
Would the Regency like it? Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, this is just... it is simply not something that is up for discussion. But your all's contributions, some of your contributions, I'm sorry, Two Cups, there's no way that I can spin this that Windermere gets credit. It's just kind of no way. They would immediately know we've been colluding, and all of my credibility would be out the window, and I would likely lose control of my ship as well. So unfortunately, there's under no circumstances can Windermere be credited for the recovery. And who says we have to recover it? I set sail to sink it. I don't see how that's possible. Your ship is barely afloat yourself. You ain't wrong. Harsh, but you ain't wrong.
They have been avenged, Two Cups.
Well, yeah, nothing I can really do about it.
Would anyone like to know what happened aboard this ship that caused it to be like this?
They would.
I'd like some answer.
Quite interested in finding that out as well. 2 cups just spits
After
on the deck.
Well, after absorbing the life essence of the captain, he kind of just points over to one of the corpses. I believe
As
I have
one
amassed. Yes, I believe I have amassed the necessary power to converse with the dead.
What?
Yes.
You see Brim, the tiefling, walks over and hops up on the railing. This I'm interested in seeing.
Yes. Necromancy is my specialty. Well, not exactly by choice. I know the mechanics of how the spell works, but it will take a bit of how you say how my mother would say oomph, because I am a bit at low charge, as it were.
I'm gonna borrow real quick a couple of other tokens here to, because I'm going insane here. Let me do this. I don't remember where I put my deserters at. I don't know. This zombie down here is the elf lady. This giant crocodile. Nope. This zombie is Florence. As you start to cast the spell,
I will.
Tome, as you cast the spell, the elven lady in armor just comes over and watches you, just intently curious.
I'll burn a one of my. I have 2 more hit dice left. I'll burn one of them to activate my feature, which is for those at home. The recovery dice feature. Experimental casting. I will take a bonus action to cast a spell that is on my sheet but is not on my list of known spells.
Hell yeah.
And I will cast the 3rd level spell slot, burning my newly acquired spell slot, and cast Speak with Dead.
Fireball?
No! Run! No! Look, kill us all!
It slipped.
Better not sell. What?
Oh.
But yeah, in particular, as this spell is cast, and Tome kind of like reaches, he kind of takes out his staff with the antlered skull, and you watch as the eyes of the skull turn this pitch black color, as they just force life back into this corpse temporarily.
Hell yeah. As the energy slams into it, this individual who is looking rough. Which one is this, Tome? Who killed this one? Do you remember?
Technically, they killed themselves.
Oh, is this the one that you got from the...
Yep.
Oh, holy cow. This is from the first attack. Okay, this is one of the...
This is one of the mages.
Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna take myself over to this boat to see which one it was. Okay, cool. That was that one, which was cool. All right, now I know exactly who that was. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was the.
Yes, it was a.
It was the lady elf.
It's a female that is wearing the same outfits as the rest of them. This old ratty Borealan naval outfit, but long red hair in a braid that is just singed and blackened from the fireball that took her life. A puff of smoke escapes her lips as she and exhales, eyes open but empty.
I will turn towards the rest of my group and I will say, I am the only one who can give questions. So if you have any questions for this corpse other than the ones I wish to ask, please let me know now.
I'm fine doing it after this, but I was going to ask if I can sneak off and do something while he's distracting everyone with speaking to a dead person.
Oh, yeah, we will take care of it right after, but just remind me. And yeah, absolutely. Roll me a stealth check real quick, though, Melee, to get that shit started with advantage.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey.
And I'll, so, heck yeah.
Oh, if I can,
Yeah.
I'd like to leverage my favor with 2 cups to get something from him. If he's amenable.
100%.
Thank you, Tasha's Calder to Everything, for giving wizards the optional ability to cast Speak the Dead.
It is goofy that, like, at least necromancers didn't have that, like...
They really should. Like, because it does not make any sense that a necromancer would not be able to speak with the dead.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like-
I don't...
like-
it doesn't even, like... Because you're not really, like... talking to the dead person. Like, depending on how you interpret the spell, I've seen it both ways. Like, you're not really talking to the dead person, but more like an animated, like, version of their memories. Like, you know, so it's like, you're not resurrecting or even partially resurrecting, so there doesn't necessarily have to be a divine aspect to it at all. It could just be, like, some fucked up puppeting.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Usually, in most cases with necromancers, it is. Because necromancers usually don't give a fuck.
Well, just wizards in general. They're like, I understand the laws of reality, and I don't care about them. Like,
Yeah, because they don't apply to me. I'm special boy.
one of my favorite D&D, like, Forgotten Realms books is Elminster in Hell, because the entire plot of the book is he is essentially sent to hell, banished to hell because he's too powerful of a wizard, and he needs to go to hell. And he's like, he gets there and he's like, this is cool. So I can say I've been in hell. I'm just going to go ahead and leave now, and I'm just going to walk out. And he does. But he's like, I'm going to walk out of hell.
Speaking of things, I think I gotta put my dog outside because he can't while we're recording. I'll be right back.
You're good, sir. It is the last hour, so we are in the home stretch. It's gummy time. Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back. He likes me to bring him inside, then like sit inside, and then he wants me to like take him outside. He's an old man. I humor him.
Oh, here's my my newest giant robot update.
Oh, nice.
Got one put together, or mostly put
Ooh.
together. Almost done.
I like the red and the gold.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a little flimsy.
Yeah.
He's an older one. It's like I think early 2000s for that design, so it's not as robust as some of their newer techniques and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hey Jake, I'm copying my character sheet into the spreadsheet we got, and I'm looking at my languages at Hollow Talk. Am I supposed to have that?
What's it called?
Hollow Talk as a language?
Hollow Talk. Yeah, Hollow Talk is give me a second. I'll pull it up because I have there's a reason for it.
Okay.
It's a sorry, I'm eating.
No, you take your time. You're good.
It's a custom. Most of the languages are custom for Abilene because they just have to be.
Right. I just don't remember encountering those.
I think it's Hollow Talk is the language that the Hollow Folk, the non-affiliated free people that live in the Riven Coast, they speak. That you've like learned as you've been in the area, so it's just part of your like backstory deal.
Gotcha. Cool.
I think that's what it was. I hope that's what it was. Either that or I put it on there. I don't remember what it was either, man.
Right. Ooh, I'm gonna need to upgrade my armor soon. I just realized I'm still wearing my basic leather shit.
You do have a set of mariners that I gave everybody when we set off on this.
Right. Yeah. Right, but that was like what? Was it +1 armor or no?
I think it was just mariners leather armor, so it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still just leather armor, but it gives me a swim speed. But
yeah.
Like, I need a better AC.
Yeah, I need to not be squishy.
Yeah.
You and me both.
I would like to use my sword occasionally, but I don't like it when they can hit me back.
Yeah, that makes it less fun, right? Like,
you should get the shield spell. Really takes the edge off.
Puns. Wizard puns. Turbo puns. I'm in your walls. Man, I just rediscovered the Power Thirst commercials from College Humor back in the early 2000s. They're some of the best things ever. New flavors like banana, fizz bitch, and gun.
Oh my god, College Humor was the best.
Yeah.
They still are, but they're just not even remotely the same thing that they used to be.
I don't know they were still around.
Yeah, they're they're dropout now.
Oh well, I knew that. I knew like the crew was still together doing stuff. I just didn't know it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they but the way I assume it is it's something like Smosh was, where it's just like it's like a IP and a name that has changed hands entirely at this point. Like I don't know that anybody is the same. But now they're pretty fantastic. They're just the like, you know, now they're very PC and they're very tonally correct. But back then they were like, let's do Badman. Hey,
Wait, I have
what's up?
a game mechanic question. How does Zone of Truth work with Speak with Dead? Because I know Speak with Dead, they can lie to you. But
That's a fucking good question. Hold on a second.
That is a good question.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't.
Although
I don't. I think I'm about to say I don't think so, because I don't think that they're a person anymore.
yeah,
But let me.
that is a good question, Joe. I never even thought about that.
Let's find out. Somebody's asking it on Reddit 8 years ago.
What did they say?
I don't know.
Asking what?
If Speak with Dead and Zone of Truth can be combined. The corpse is not a creature. That is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. It has to be alive for it to be a creature, I think.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's still a fascinating question.
For sure. And Cat's back, though, so we will jump back into it and we'll see what's up. So, before we do the, we'll say while we do the Speaking with the Dead thing, Melee, what are you doing? Well, they're all looking expectantly at this dead body.
Yeah, if we don't have anything that would directly be tied to Windermere, I'd probably try to get back over to the ship and try to get something from Two Cups, like an extra flag or Something with the sigil of Windermere on it or something.
I gotcha.
Just anything I can find, kind of.
Okay. So we had a 21 on the stealth roll. There is a gangplank that is extended from here. Let me get a brown, whatever. It's womp. Nope, that's not the right thing. Womp. Pretend like it's that, and then it goes over to another boat. So, it might be quite risky scampering across, but maybe nobody will notice you. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I'm thinking if I want to... I'll use a hit die, and if I can sneak away, I'll use a hit die to do my inspirational magic, I think is what it's called for me. 1 second.
Okay. We like it. We like the hit
Here
dice.
somewhere. Oh, it got overwritten when I imported, I think. Whatever the one that I have that lets me swap out a spell is called. I need to re-add it again.
I got you. I had the same one on my my character with those abilities, so I'm familiar with it.
And then I'm going to swap out the spell Hold Person that I just learned and prepare invisibility and then cast it on myself and sneak across.
Okay, hell yeah. We'll say that as you kind of sneak around this way and over, again, Two Cups is kind of posted up over here by Brem, and Two Cups is a good imposing figure to kind of duck behind as you quickly vanish.
Oh, if he's on...
Oh, yeah, he is on
If he's on this ship, I might try to just mutter quietly to him and ask him for something. Was he part of that conversation? He was, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he was... He seemed a little perturbed, but not.
Maybe not then. I'll go ask a crew member, probably.
I gotcha.
Somebody who doesn't know what's going on.
I gotcha. So yeah, you on the other ship,
Yeah.
I gotcha. Heck yeah! So you make your way across. Want to roll me a real quick athletics or acrobatics to just gangplank it across real quick.
22.
Good enough.
Do an invisible cartwheel.
Yeah, an immaculate one if anyone's watching. We hope they're not, but if you look down, there's two eyes looking up from the water that are like, I'm angry at you and I remember. But yeah, you make your way across and quickly find the burly half elf is up on the helm. If you are looking for someone, everybody else looks like they're below deck, dealing with injured.
Yeah, I'll go up to him and say, "You there? Is there an extra flag or something representing Windermere? I need it to stake a claim on the other ship."
Oi, as much as we like to say we're not pirates, I know I just did. I said it just a little bit ago. We prefer sailors and not pirates, but we are kind of pirates. And, well, you don't like to scream. Wait. Someone's got it. I'm just going to say that out loud. Someone's got it. Someone has something that has the name Windermere on it. I'm not going to say anything further, but we might have you might check.
Was it Hunter's work permit?
No, that should be for Maraglin. It would
Okay.
be. Oh, Melee, roll me a history check. This is a perfect roll. This is the perfect thing for a history check.
We go +2, 17. Nice.
17.
Yeah.
Nice. Pretty close to the DC, so let me roll something in response. But, hey, Melee, you're not sure who's got it right now, but somebody won a t-shirt from the axe toss contest.
That was Calandra. I remember
No,
that.
it was Tome.
It was Tome.
Oh, that was Tome.
Calandra won a,
And Calandra won a little whistle.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll still ask if they have anything, but it sounds like they don't advertise who they are.
Yeah, roll me a just a straight up d20, sir.
14.
Okay, all right. Let me take a look at this. What does it need to do? What do you need it to like? Because I've got a. I got a. She kind of like looks around conspiratorially a little bit, and then she reaches into her back pocket and pulls out this really well-worn book, and says, I hadn't finished it yet, but I'd taken it on loan from the Velvet Curtain, and it's got a return receipt in it. If you, I mean, it's.
Yeah, how much you want for that? Looks like a great book.
I mean, it's just a loaner, so I mean, I'm stealing it. So if you want to toss me a 5 silver or something, I can replace it. That'd be great. But
Let's make it 5 gold, and I was never here.
who was never here? Just goes back to driving the boat.
Okay, I'll take that and then try to sneak back across.
Oh yeah, roll me.
Not. Yeah, I was gonna say not invisibly this time.
Okay, yeah, just roll me a stealth check. I'll roll a perception for a couple folks.
16.
16, and Florence is paying real close attention to what Tome is doing, and the Elven lady is also paying really close attention to what Tome is doing. So you are Gucci. As we return over there to the expectant, shocked and empty face. Of,
Yeah, I'll just slide into the back of the group.
Oh yeah. As the shocked and empty face of your subject, Tome, looking around, just.
What is your name?
Della Frances.
He kind of pulls out his spellbook and he turns back towards anybody who wants to hear. Her name is Della Frances. Tell me, Della. Aboard the ship known as the Black Wake, what exactly transpired to cause the ship to become adrift?
No ship that I know of called the Black Wake that's adrift.
I turn back towards the rest of the group. What was the original name of the ship, the Black Wake? I'm not directing this at the corpse. I'm directing this at my allies.
The Indomitable, wasn't it?
The Indomitable. My apologies. Tell me about the events that transpired aboard the Indomitable that resulted in it becoming lost at sea for 10 years.
Roll me persuasion.
Sorry if you can hear David in the background. He's
I cannot.
okay. Good.
And I don't like that I said that like I'm the only one that matters, but
Ooh,
Oh, no, you're good.
14 on persuasion.
hell yeah, not too bad at all.
Icebreaker. Not that good at breaking ice, turns out. Ran aground. Cold. Very cold. Tried to find heat, warmth, shelter, food. None. Only blue. Only blue. Milky blue. And the lies. The lies they said you'd tell us. The lies he said you'd tell us. And you did. And you do. And you are. Take our blue.
Look.
Just looking around oddly.
I see. Lies. Who told you that we would tell you lies?
The Lord of Truth. He told us many truths.
I see. I kind of turned back towards the rest of the group. You said that his name was the Lord of Truth, right, DM?
That's what he said, or she said.
She says their ship hit an iceberg. They ran aground. They were looking for food, for shelter, and found none. However, it would seem they found something else, or rather, someone else.
A little too scary.
Is anyone familiar with the name? The name she gave me was the Lord of Truth.
Can't say I am. Actually, would that be something Adran would have known about in his esoteric studies for looking for odd trinkets and magic stuff?
I know about that.
Roll me a history check, Adran.
Oh, Joe, you
What was that? Sorry.
was that in character?
I did not hear what you said, Jelly. I'm sorry.
You said you used it.
I said I know about them.
Oh. Oh, was that in character? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh. You know about the Lord of Truth?
Yeah, Erisgar?
It's the elven lady.
You're on a first-name basis with him?
Elven lady walks up and says, "Truth? No. But there's
There's a clever parallel. I believe this is the same person. Truth is not what they are affiliated or associated with, though.
So, as what I can surmise happened is that the reason that the Indomitable became corrupted was due to the influence of this Lord of Truth.
You all don't have these children's tales here on your... I guess not. I guess not, looking at the faces. So, this is a thing that was told to us when we were younger, in my home, which I'm almost certain none of you have heard of before, but just in the off chance of that, it is called Matter Cold, and it is, well, it is as beautiful as it sounds, and but anyways, neither here nor there. We tell these stories of warning to our children not to scare them from telling lies per se, but to scare them from, how do you want to, Eriskar is one to... We caution our children against keeping lies inside for too long. You keep something alive inside of you for so long it becomes real on the outside. This is a children's story. Children's stories all come from somewhere. If your dead person here has met with the Lord of Truth, as he put it, I can't imagine what kind of truth he would have told them, but it almost certainly was not beneficial for anyone. You said you found them in a state of insanity?
Yes, they attacked us while saying the word liars, liars, lies, lies, over and over again, even despite my attempt to intervene and stop them from attacking us. This one in particular, in an effort to kill me, immolated herself.
Strongest form of compulsion there is, I think.
Yes.
And that is, if you are unaware, charisma.
It'd be a dangerous thing.
They were lost for how long? 10 years? Can you imagine 10 years being fed lies? At some point they will become truth.
And everything else becomes lies.
Indeed.
I suppose we have one more question left. Does anybody... Miss Florence, do you have any questions?
She mentioned blue.
Yes.
Where was it? Was it in the ice? Was it
So you wish me to ask where the blue was, or whether or not it was in the ice that they impacted with?
It sounds important to the story, does it not?
And I shall make that the last and the final question.
Unless anyone has anything more pertinent.
Yes. Yes. I am open to suggestion.
Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll turn my gaze back to the corpse one final time. This blue that you mentioned, where did you find it? Was it on the island or was it in the ice?
Is it a cave? Cave. Large cave. On the mountainside. Cold and white. Frozen.
Does that sound like any geography we've heard of? Like north along the coast or anything?
No. And, well, above the table, no, but Florence is kind of answering. No, it's kind of. Well, I don't know if I thought it was going to be better help or what, but I mean, Indomitable left from Nexus Harbor and traveled all the way west to the far reaches of Boreala and then north and then east again. We don't know where. We don't know where she was lost at. So there's an entire northern passage that it could have been along, I guess. Well, perhaps one day our icebreakers will be better and good enough to brave the trek without issue.
Hey, you got a flying ship, right?
That is
Sounds
indeed true.
pretty ideal for that.
Yes, but also it sounds quite risky and cold as well, and it sounds like quite the lengthy process as well.
Something to go on an adventure?
Dear sister, this is the most adventure I've had in a long time, and it's far more than I'm used to.
At the very least, it may be worth it to scour locations that are similar to what you described, or
it may
perhaps
indeed.
a first-hand account would actually clear things up significant. He kind of turns back to the rest of the party. Do we know any powerful, anyone with powerful divine magics? Possibly those capable of reviving the dead.
Oh,
I'm sure we can find some easy enough.
I think you would be the most suited for that, being as you're a necromancer.
Unfortunately, the way I bring people to life is a bit different from the traditional sense of how the clerics do it. Although my mother frequently told me that they were quacks and I should never listen to them if I should ever meet one.
the elven lady says, much less agreeable, right?
Well, it was more of the fact that I believe one of them cut her off when she was attempting to, what's the word that humans use? Binge drink. Yes, that is it. Yes, and in retaliation, she may have attempted to burn down their establishment, and then she was very promptly escorted out. Or as as the humans again would put it, thrown out on her ass.
You're quite the... You have quite the candor, my little friend. You are an oddity. You go around telling everyone every personal detail about your life, and that you're a practicing necromancer. It's amazing that you haven't been arrested or killed.
In my defense, I have only been in contact with civilization for 1 week.
Oh, give it time then. Okay, I see.
Yes. A week ago, I was staring at cave moss and admiring its different shades of green, and now I am aboard a ship next to a flying ship and next to another ship. It is quite the jump for me.
Oh, good lord.
Yes.
Wait, I mean, there are many talented healers back in Port Umbra that we could... well, let me offer you this, because I hesitate to say, I don't know the answer to this, but there's a great number of temples and healers back in Port Umbra that we could, if you would, it's the opposite direction entirely of, I mean, we're, we can leave Miss Della here in your care, and you can attempt to find a healer. We could also take her to Port Umbra and see if we can get her ship shape again.
That will be unnecessary. I intend to do this by my own hand.
Well, then, by all means, as long as you have I mean, not that I care, but yeah, that's gonna start to stink after a little bit.
A non-issue. I have access to magics that will prevent such rot.
See, the perfect answer there would have been, I don't have a nose, but unless it's
yes.
hidden around there under one of those panels, I don't know.
I do possess the necessary olfactory senses to perceive smell, but it does not affect me in the same way that an average humanoid would be affected. For example, the smell of that corpse I am indifferent to, because it simply does not bother me.
That's... yeah.
Yes.
So, the tiefling that's kicked up on the railing over the sides looks at y'all and says, so, are we about good on our business? Because I get nervous sitting out here in the middle of the open ocean next to a Borealan ship, two Borealan ships, I guess. Any chance we can pretend like we've never seen each other before and get the F out of here?
Yes. I believe it would be prudent to return back to where we came from. As always, Florence, it is a pleasure to meet you again. Any family of Calandra's is a friend of mine.
Well, likewise, any friend of Calandra's is a friend of Calandra's. You all have my... And honestly, I'm extending that on behalf of the Regency itself as a duly appointed representative. Our deepest and most sincere gratitude. And, well, for Calandra and your friends, I will gladly sing your praises as far and wide as possible. For our friends in Windermere, she says loudly enough to get Two Cups to turn around. I think this gesture of goodwill is going to go a tremendous distance in strengthening our continued arrangements. And at this, Two Cups finally smiles and nods his head and says, I think Antrice will, I think she'll be okay with that. I'll let her know. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Maybe don't speak my name specifically, sister. I would rather keep my involvement a little quieter for now.
I mean, that's
At least while we're still out here.
quite all right. I do feel like I should let. Or is there anyone in particular you're trying to steer clear of, or I figured the Regent would like to probably honor you all each for your contribution here.
Maybe sometime when we make our way back there. I would just prefer Mother and Father not know my involvement yet. I haven't exactly told them what I've been doing.
All right.
Kind of let them know that I would be off on my own.
Fair enough. I don't know if you can tell, but they've definitely noticed, but I will... Your secret is safe with me.
Let them know I'm okay. You ran into me and that I'm fine.
Yes.
I think we can take...
Speaking of the Regent and singing our praises, dearie, might I have a word in private before you return to your ship?
Yes, I think that would be quite all right.
I'm gonna
Get me some...
lead her.
I guess she's gonna bake me a loaf of bread, I think, guys. But I'll be right back.
I would
I'll
not do that.
either below decks or into the captain's quarters.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know, either one. Yeah, so I'll lead her into the captain's quarters and shut the door behind us, and then I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself, restoring my original form.
Motherfucker. How long were you gonna let me fucking keep up that bullshit? Are you just having a good laugh at me?
And then I'll burn another hit dice and prep Zone of Truth and cast it.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Charisma save?
Yeah, I think it's time we cut up Florence.
It's the
DC 17.
She rolled a 6 on the dice.
Okay. And then I'll say, yes, I thought it prudent to hide my identity, so did you betray me?
Betray you? You're alive, aren't you? No.
Someone found out about that shipment of ours. You weren't involved in that? Was your family?
Oh. Sweetie, someone found out about several shipments of your alls. I have my suspicions that Lord Henrik was up to his old games of ensuring, well, you know how it goes. A little competition, and yeah, that's what I've kind of going theory. He's up to something, and I think maybe your folks might have been up to something, or someone at your family's holdings were. This mess with the Indomitables had me pulled away from sorry, I almost said Centris, and I did not mean to, from Port Umbra for longer than I would like, but I've been trying to follow up on what we were initially working on.
So you'll plainly say that you were not involved with it at all?
As I said, I cannot be certain that the Blue Sky was not involved, but I was not involved, nor anyone on my crew.
She kind of thinks for a second, and then something kind of breaks in her expression, and she starts crying and runs over and throws her arms around her. I'm sorry I hid for so long. I thought that you'd betrayed me.
Thought you might have been dead. I completely understand. She returns your embrace warmly. I'm still surprised and shocked to see you even alive.
Your sisters helped with that.
They
had to go in disguise since we were recognized at Lord Valemore's.
They said that they'd sent there was rumors that they'd sent a Pathfinder after you. I just assumed the worst. I'm sorry.
Now, we left them behind almost a 10-day ago now, I think.
Well, that's fantastic. Have you learned anything more to help?
I'm afraid not, other than about Lord Valemore's dirty dealings. I've mostly just been trying to stay alive and hidden on the road.
Well, God, and you, good Lord, and you all this way, and good Lord, both of you. I can't believe this. Don't take this the wrong way, but I would not have pegged either you nor my sister for surviving too long out on the land.
We do what we have to.
No idea how true that is. No idea how true. Look, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a stone and presses it into your hand. It is blue and gold. The stone itself is blue. It looks very similar to a stone that Hunter had found recently, where the stone it's been cut like it's a crystal, but it's actually just a very blue, bright blue stone that has been encased in golden wiring around the facets of it. Quite the little piece, and she places it into your hand and says, if you need anything ever, just reach out. Just a call away.
I appreciate it. I will try to keep you up to date on things relevant to our struggles out here with the I'm blanking on the name of the pirate cities. The
Lanterns, yeah.
The Lanterns, yes.
Yes, and I will do my best to keep you all appraised of what's going on back in Port Umbra. Hopefully we can try and finagle our way to a situation where you're welcome back in the city.
Would be wonderful. I don't know if we'll find need to go back there anytime soon, but the less people coming after me, the better.
Yes, and well, hopefully this ghost ship business. Ghost ship, I just can't. But anyways, hopefully all this business aside should have freed up attentions that were beginning to focus themselves on the ocean, and maybe we're about to make things uncomfortable for some of our friends, but thankfully, hopefully, that should be averted now.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad to hear that my suspicions were wrong and you're doing well, which maybe return to the others.
Yes, do we need to come up with some bullshit for what we're doing, or?
I'll tell them the truth. Whatever you want to tell your companions, I can back up.
Companion is a stretch. She's a business partner, I guess. In the Feywild.
That's well, be careful with those. Seems like a desperate deal to make, but I'm sure you know what you're doing.
I wouldn't say a desperate deal, but they are quite crafty. We'll see. They've been a good ally so far, and I can only imagine what benefits will come from concluding our arrangement and gaining access to more of their lands.
So yeah, I mean, probably tell I've developed quite a knack for lying. What would you like me to tell them? And she'll put on her disguise again.
Oh, I mean, you can tell them the truth. It's no problem at all. If you trust them, I trust them as well.
Oh, I meant your group.
Oh, I have no idea. There's nothing in here. It's dingy as shit.
Here, Will.
She bends over and she picks up a doorknob that was laying on the ground that rolled under the bed. She's like, I guess we came here for this. Yeah, we're good. She just walks out the door. As she does, she's putting it in her pocket, and she pats her pocket, and she says, okay, we are good.
I'll come out and nod at the party.
Zos, are we good to go? Zos looks over and says, yes, if you are ready, we are ready to go. Yeah. And Two Cups says, well, we'll be not seeing you, I guess. And she says, I assume we will be not seeing each other. And she winks at him as she and the elf walk towards the head of the ship. And three...
Cowls goodbye.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's Calandra, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, sister. I know you're under so much.
It has just been a tremendous day.
So just come over here.
It has been a tremendous, tremendous day. I am...
Yes. Lots of people are dead, and there's a boat. It is understandable.
And I never saw you, Calandra, but as always, it was amazing to see you. Alive and well. So let's go.
Thank you.
They voom, 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 dimension door, and they are gone. As Two Cups looks to you all and says, well, they're about to take it, so you think we ought to head back to the fire and get back to town? Maybe see if we can get in before supper?
Yes.
Sounds wonderful.
It'll be a time for it to regale our tales.
That it will, that it will. And that is a fantastic time, because it is quite late, that I think we will wrap it up for the week.
Hooray!
When we return, we will be returning at when we get back next sesh, we will have made it back to Windermere. There's no reason spending a whole bunch of time out on a boat on the open water with nothing going on, right? So we will go through that. So, but at the beginning of next session, if there's any conversations that you guys wanted to have in this interim time, just let me know, and we'll start off with that.
Sure.
But in the meantime, we love y'all. Keep telling stories, because we love stories and we know you do too. They're pretty awesome. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Listen to the tone.
Yeah.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.